August 3rd, 2017. Tampa, Florida. A nurse finishes her shift at 11 p.m. She texts her sister, "Heading home, love you," but she never made it home. Her car was found the next morning, empty, doors locked, keys still in the ignition, and inside, a single word scrawled on the dashboard in lipstick. Sorry. Her name was Rachel Nguyen, 34 years old, a registered nurse at Tampa General Hospital. She worked the night shift in the ICU, the kind of job that requires nerves of steel and a heart full of compassion, and Rachel had both. Her coworkers called her their rock, the one who stayed calm during a code blue, the one who held patients' hands when they were scared, the one who brought homemade cookies to break room on Fridays just to make people smile. Outside the hospital, Rachel was just as dependable. She lived alone in a modest apartment near Hyde Park. She called her mom every Sunday. She volunteered at an animal shelter on her days off. She had a rescue cat named Miso who she treated like royalty. Rachel wasn't the type to take risks. She didn't go out much, didn't drink, didn't do drugs. She was quiet, careful, predictable. Which is why what happened next doesn't make any sense. August 3rd started like any other day. Rachel woke up around 2 p.m., her usual routine after working nights. She FaceTimed her younger sister Mai while making lunch. They talked about their mom's upcoming birthday. Rachel laughed. She seemed normal, happy even. At 6 p.m., she left for work. She stopped at a Starbucks on the way, ordered her usual, an iced caramel macchiato, and posted a photo on Instagram. The caption read, "Another night, another shift. Let's do this." Nothing about that post felt off. Nothing felt like a goodbye. Her shift went smoothly. She cared for her patients. She charted medications. She joked with a fellow nurse about how terrible the hospital coffee was. At 10:54 p.m., she clocked out. At 10:58 p.m., she sent that text to her sister, heading home. "Love you," and then she vanished. Rachel's car was a silver Honda Civic. She always parked it in the hospital's employee lot, a well-lit area with security cameras everywhere. The next morning, August 4th, a hospital janitor noticed the Honda was still there. That was strange. Rachel's shift had ended over 8 hours ago. He walked closer. The car was locked. The windows were up. From the outside, everything looked normal. But then he saw it. On the windshield, written in red lipstick, shaky, uneven letters, was a single word. "Sorry." The janitor immediately called security. Security called the police. When officers arrived, they found Rachel's keys still in the ignition. Her phone was on the passenger seat, battery dead. Her purse was in the back. Wallet, ID, credit cards all inside. Untouched, there were no signs of a struggle. No broken glass. No blood. Just that word. Sorry. But sorry for what? Rachel's family was contacted within the hour. Her mother collapsed when she heard the news. Her sister, Mai, couldn't stop shaking. Rachel would never just leave, Mai told police, through tears. She would never do this. Something happened to her. Someone took her. But the evidence didn't point to an abduction. Nothing was stolen. The car was locked from the inside, meaning Rachel had locked it herself before leaving. And that lipstick? It was hers, the exact shade she always wore. So if Rachel left on her own, where did she go, and why did she write, "Sorry"? The Tampa Police Department launched a full-scale investigation. They reviewed the hospital's security footage. The cameras showed Rachel walking to her car at 11:02 p.m. She was alone. She wasn't being followed. She unlocked the car, got in, and sat there for a moment, staring at her phone. Then, at 11:09 p.m., she got out. She walked toward the edge of the parking lot near a line of trees that bordered the property. And then, She disappeared off camera. She never came back. Police searched the area immediately. The trees, the road beyond. Nearby parks, they brought in search dogs. The dogs picked up Rachel's scent near the tree line. But then it just stopped, like she'd vanished into thin air. Detectives started digging into Rachel's life. Was she in trouble? Did she owe anyone money? Was she being threatened? Nothing. Her bank account was untouched. No suspicious transactions. No withdrawals. Her phone records showed nothing unusual, just calls to family, a few texts to coworkers, some Google searches about recipes, and her mom's birthday gift ideas. No secret boyfriend, no hidden life, no enemies. Rachel was exactly who she appeared to be, a good person living a simple, quiet life. But then, investigators found something. 3 weeks before she disappeared, Rachel had filed a police report. She claimed someone had been following her. Rachel told police she'd first noticed him in late July. A man, mid-30s, always wearing a baseball, cap pulled low over his face. She'd seen him outside her apartment building, then at the grocery store, then at the Starbucks she frequented. At first, she thought it was a coincidence, but then he started showing up at the hospital. He'd sit in the parking lot in a dark blue sedan, just watching. Rachel never approached him. She was too scared, but she took photos. She wrote down his license plate number, and she went to the police. Officers ran the plate. It came back to a man named David Leto, 42 years old. No criminal record. He worked as an IT contractor. When police questioned him, David admitted he'd been near the hospital a few times, but he claimed it was because his mother had been a patient there. He denied ever following Rachel, said he didn't even know who she was. The police couldn't prove otherwise. They warned him to stay away from her, but legally they couldn't do anything more. Rachel was terrified. Mai remembers her sister calling her, voice shaking. What if he comes after me? What if he's dangerous? Mai told her to stay vigilant, to keep her doors locked, to never walk alone at night, and Rachel did until the night she disappeared. After Rachel went missing, David Leto became the prime suspect. Police brought him in for questioning again. He denied everything, said he hadn't been near the hospital in weeks. But when detectives searched his apartment, they found photos, dozens of them, photos of Rachel, printed out, pinned to a corkboard in his bedroom, photos of her walking into work, sitting in her car, standing outside her apartment building. David claimed he was just fascinated by her, that he thought she was beautiful, that he never meant any harm. But he couldn't explain where he was the night Rachel disappeared. His alibi. He said he was home alone. No witnesses, no proof. Police didn't have enough evidence to arrest him, no body, no confession, no direct link to the crime scene. David walked free. And Rachel, she was still missing. In the weeks and months that followed, theories spread like wildfire. Theory 1. She was abducted. Many believe David Leto followed Rachel that night, confronted her near the tree line, and took her. Maybe he forced her into his car. Maybe he threatened her. Maybe she wrote sorry because he made her, an apology to her family for what was about to happen. But if that's true, where's her body? Police searched David's property, his car, his entire life. They found nothing. Theory 2. She ran away. Some think Rachel staged her own disappearance. Maybe the pressure of being stalked was too much. Maybe she had secrets no one knew about. Maybe she wanted to start over somewhere new, somewhere safe. But why leave her phone, her money, her car, and why write sorry? If Rachel wanted to disappear, she could have just left. She didn't need to make it look like a crime. Theory 3. Something darker. There's another theory, one that keeps people up at night. What if someone else was involved? Not David. Someone Rachel trusted. Someone who knew her routine. Who knew she worked nights. Who knew exactly where she parked. Mai doesn't believe this. She insists Rachel had no enemies. But the police, they've never ruled anyone out. It's been over 7 years since Rachel disappeared. Her apartment sits empty. Her mother keeps her room exactly the way she left it. Her sister, Mai, posts on social media every year on August 3rd. Still searching, still hoping, still missing you. David Leto moved out of Tampa shortly after the investigation. No one knows where he is now. The police department keeps Rachel's case open, but leads have dried up. There have been no credible sightings, no new evidence, no answers, just silence. Rachel's cat, Miso, was adopted by Mai. She says sometimes late at night Miso sits by the door and meows, like he's waiting for Rachel to come home. The hospital erected a small memorial plaque in Rachel's honor. It reads, "For Rachel Nguyen, a healer, a friend, a light that went out too soon." Her co-workers still talk about her, still wonder, still hope, because deep down, they refuse to believe she's gone. Not without answers. So, what happened to Rachel Nguyen? Was she taken by a man? Obsessed with her? Did she run from a life that had become unbearable? Or is there something else, something darker that we'll never understand? The truth is, we may never know. But somewhere out there, someone does. Someone knows why Rachel wrote that word. Someone knows where she went that night. Someone knows what happened after she walked into those trees. And until they speak, Rachel's story remains unfinished, a mystery wrapped in silence, a nurse who healed others but couldn't save herself, and to this day, no one knows what really happened to her. If you have any information about Rachel Nguyen's disappearance, please contact the Tampa Police Department, and if this story moved you, leave a comment below. Let's keep her memory alive.